My brothers and sisters, I greet you today with a heavy heart because what I am about to share with you is something that no African leader should ever have to see in this modern age. Bobi Wine has been arrested. Yes, you heard me correctly. The military has taken him from his own home. And this is something that should worry every single person who believes in freedom and democracy across our beloved continent. My brothers and sisters, when the news reached me about what happened to our brother Bobi Wine in Uganda, I could not believe it at first. But then the evidence started coming. The videos, the statements, the testimonies. And I realized that we are watching history repeat itself in the worst possible way. This is why I must speak today. I must speak because silence in the face of injustice makes us partners to that injustice. Let me tell you exactly what has happened in Uganda. Let me give you the details so that you can understand how serious this is. The opposition leader Bobi Wine, the man who has been fighting for the rights of Ugandan people, the man who has been standing up against oppression, he has been forcibly removed from his home. And the way they did it, my brothers and sisters, this was not an arrest. No. This was a kidnapping. This was a kidnapping carried out by state forces. The information that we have received, and this comes from the NOP members themselves, the members of Bobi Wine's party, they are the ones who broke this news to the world. According to the statement that has been shared widely on social media platforms, especially on X, the security operatives who were deployed at Bobi Wine's home in Majer, they did something very shocking. They cut off the electricity supply to his home. Think about that for a moment. Why would you cut the electricity? It is simple. They wanted to operate in darkness. They wanted to hide what they were doing from the eyes of the world. But that is not all they did. After cutting the power, these security forces went ahead to destroy the electric fence that was protecting the boundary of Bobi Wine's compound. They destroyed it completely. And you know what else they did? They violently attacked the private security guards who were stationed there. These guards, they had committed no offense. They were simply doing their job, protecting the home where they work. But they were beaten. They were attacked just for being there. Now, there are videos that have been circulating online. If you go and check on your social media, you will see a video showing a helicopter hovering in the area. This helicopter, my brothers and sisters, people believe it is the one that was used to carry Bobi Wine away. An army helicopter landing in a civilian's compound to take him to an unknown destination. Can you imagine this? In which democratic country does this happen? Even before this kidnapping took place, there was already heavy surveillance on Bobi Wine. There was a drone. Yes, a military drone that was constantly flying above his home. This drone has been there since Bobi Wine came back from the campaign trail. Every day, every night, this drone was watching him, monitoring his movements, tracking everything he does. This is the kind of intimidation that our brother has been facing. Why is the military doing this? The answer is very clear. My brothers and sisters, Bobi Wine has been speaking the truth. He has been telling the people that the results which are being announced by the electoral body are not legitimate. According to Bobi Wine, these results are not the correct results. He has been saying that the results are doctored, that they have been manipulated. And this message, this truth that he has been speaking, this is what has angered those in power. This is why the military decided to move in and remove him from his home. There is something else I must tell you. The reports are saying that 10 people have died. 10 lives have been lost during this post-election period. These developments are happening at the same time that the electoral body is still compiling results and sharing them bit by bit. The Electoral Commission had announced that on the 17th of January 2026, they would unveil the president based on the results that would have been counted. But now with Bobi Wine in custody, what kind of announcement are we expecting? Let me read to you what the NUP statement says about this matter. They are calling this a kidnapping and I agree with them completely. The manner in which Bobi Wine was taken from his home. This cannot be called an arrest. The statement says that an army helicopter landed in Bobi Wine's compound and forcibly took him away to an unknown destination. The regime's security operatives who were deployed at his home deliberately cut off the electricity supply to the home and destroyed the electric fence along the boundary. The private security guards were fatally assaulted despite having committed no offense. This development, my brothers and sisters, it comes amid a very tense post-election environment in Uganda. And you know what is interesting? President Museveni, he is playing it cool. He is playing his cards very well. He is acting like the Mr. Cool guy. You cannot even pin anything on him directly because he is clever. He is not responding to these issues himself. Why? Because the Chief of Defense Forces, the CDF, this is his son. His own son is the one calling the shots here. The command structure of the military. You understand, the CDF is the one who is heading it. And this is where the problem lies. There is no way that the CDF is going to allow Bobi Wine to win this election. Why? Because if Bobi Wine wins, it means that the CDF will not be able to succeed his father. Think about it. His father is currently the president of the Republic of Uganda. Though technically he is now a presidential candidate because of the elections. Uganda in this transition period does not have an official president. But of course Museveni still holds the powers. He is the one who is supposed to hand over power to whoever wins. But if Bobi Wine wins, what happens to the plan for the son to take over? This is why the military has moved with such speed to arrest Bobi Wine. When I look at what is happening in Uganda, I see a pattern, I see a strategy. Museveni thinks he is being smart. Let me give you an example from our neighborhood. Look at what happened in Tanzania. In Tanzania, the main threat to Samia Suluhu was the opposition leader Tundu Lissu. So what did they do? They took Tundu Lissu and put some trumped-up charges on him. Now he is still in prison battling with that case. But Museveni, he decided to do things differently. He allowed Bobi Wine to campaign. He let him move around, but he tried to curtail Bobi Wine's movements through military deployment. He surrounded him with security. He monitored him with drones. He intimidated him at every turn. And now, while the results are still trickling in, while they are still being counted, Bobi Wine has been kidnapped. Here is what concerns me the most, my brothers and sisters. The information we are receiving suggests that Bobi Wine will be kept in custody until the electoral chairman announces the winner. Now, think about this very carefully. If the military is taking Bobi Wine into custody before the results are announced, and then let us say by some chance Bobi Wine wins, what is going to happen? They have already taken him. They have already put him in detention. Will they release him to become president? Do you think they will do that? This is a very, very concerning situation. It is as if the military knows very well that Bobi Wine is not going to be announced as the winner. They have already made sure of that. They would rather kidnap him, arrest him, put him in some unknown destination because at the end of the day, according to their plan, he is not going to be the president anyway. But my brothers and sisters, what if Bobi Wine actually wins? What if the will of the people is so strong that even with all the manipulation, even with all the rigging, Bobi Wine still emerges as the winner? If Bobi Wine wins and they are keeping him in custody, it means that the military will have indirectly started a coup. Think about it. The people vote for Bobi Wine. He wins, but the military refuses to release him. They refuse to let him take power. And then they install whoever they want as president. Is that not a coup? Is that not a military takeover? This is why I, Ibrahim Traoré, I am speaking today. I am calling on President Museveni to release Bobi Wine immediately. Release him now. Release him without any conditions. The people of Uganda have spoken. They have gone to the polls, they have cast their votes. You cannot arrest the leader that they have chosen and then claim that you are running a democracy. My brothers and sisters, we in Africa, we have suffered too much under dictatorships. We have seen too many leaders who refuse to leave power. We have watched as our fathers and grandfathers fought for independence only for us to replace colonial masters with African dictators who are even worse. How long are we going to continue like this? How long are we going to accept that our leaders can use the military to silence opposition voices? I want to speak directly to President Museveni. Now, Mr. President, you have been in power for many years. You have had your time to lead Uganda. The young people of Uganda, they are asking for change. They are not saying that you are a bad person. They are not saying that you did not contribute to Uganda. But they are saying that it is time for a new generation to take over. Why are you afraid of that? Why are you using the military to hold on to power? Release Bobi Wine immediately. Let him go back to his home. Let him be with his family. If you believe that you have won this election fairly, then you have nothing to fear from Bobi Wine. Let him speak. Let him contest the results through the proper legal channels if he wants to. But you cannot keep him in detention. You cannot hide him in some unknown location. The eyes of the world are watching Uganda right now. The eyes of Africa are watching. We are all seeing what is happening. And I want to tell you, Mr. President, that history will judge you based on what you do in these coming days. Will you be remembered as a leader who respected democracy, or will you be remembered as someone who used military force to cling to power? I also want to speak to the military leadership in Uganda, especially to the Chief of Defense Forces. You are a soldier. You took an oath to protect the Constitution of Uganda. You took an oath to protect the people of Uganda. You did not take an oath to protect one family's grip on power. The military should be neutral. The military should not be taking sides in political matters. When you send a helicopter to kidnap an opposition leader, you are not serving Uganda. You are not serving the people. You are serving the interests of a few individuals who want to maintain power at any cost. Is this what you want your legacy to be? Is this what you want history to say about you? My brothers and sisters, I know that some people will say that I should not be speaking about the internal affairs of another country. They will say that I am interfering. But I say to them, we are all Africans. What happens in Uganda affects all of us. When democracy is under attack in one African country, it threatens democracy everywhere on our continent. This is not about me wanting to interfere in Uganda's affairs. This is about me standing up for what is right. This is about me using my voice to speak for those who have been silenced. Bobi Wine cannot speak right now because he is in detention. His supporters are afraid to speak because they might be arrested too. So, I will speak for them. The people of Uganda deserve better than this. They deserve to have their votes counted fairly. They deserve to have their chosen leaders take office. They deserve to live in a country where they can express their political opinions without fear of military helicopters landing in their compounds. I have seen with my own eyes what happens when leaders refuse to listen to their people. I have seen the anger that builds up. I have seen how societies can explode when people feel that they have no other way to bring about change. Mr. President Museveni, do not push the people of Uganda to that point. Do not push them to desperation. Release Bobi Wine now. Open up the democratic space. If you have won this election fairly, then prove it. Allow international observers to verify the results. Allow transparency in the counting process. Allow opposition parties to present their evidence if they believe there has been fraud. This is how democracy works. To the people of Uganda, I want to say to you, do not lose hope. I know that what is happening now is very discouraging. I know that it feels like your voices do not matter. But I want you to know that the world is watching. Africa is watching. We see you. We hear you. We stand with you in your struggle for democracy and freedom. Continue to demand your rights peacefully. Continue to speak the truth. Continue to support your leaders who are fighting for change. But do it peacefully. Do not give those who want to maintain power an excuse to use more violence against you. My brothers and sisters across Africa, this situation in Uganda should be a lesson to all of us. We must stand together against any form of dictatorship on our continent. We must support each other in our struggles for democracy. When we see injustice happening in one country, we cannot just look away and say it is not our problem. The Africa that we want to build, the Africa that our young people deserve, it is an Africa where democracy is respected. It is an Africa where leaders understand that power belongs to the people, not to individuals or families. It is an Africa where the military serves the constitution and the people, not politicians. I am calling on the African Union. I am calling on ECOWAS. I am calling on all regional bodies. I am calling on all African leaders who believe in democracy. Let us speak with one voice. Let us tell President Museveni that what is happening in Uganda is not acceptable. Let us demand the immediate release of Bobi Wine. The time for silence is over. The time for looking the other way is over. We must stand up for what is right. Even when it is difficult, we must defend democracy even when it is inconvenient. Because if we do not defend democracy in Uganda today, tomorrow it might be our own countries facing the same situation. I want to end by saying this directly to President Museveni one more time. Mr. President, release Bobi Wine immediately. You have nothing to gain by keeping him in detention. You have everything to lose. Your legacy, your place in history, the future of Uganda, all of this is at stake. Do the right thing. Show the world that you respect democracy. Show the people of Uganda that you respect their will. Release Bobi Wine now and let the democratic process take its course. This is not just about one man. This is about the future of Uganda. This is about the future of democracy in Africa. My brothers and sisters, I thank you for listening to me today. I know I have spoken for long, but this matter is too important to be brief about. The situation in Uganda requires all of us to pay attention. It requires all of us to speak up. It requires all of us to demand better for our African brothers and sisters. Let us continue to pray for Uganda. Let us continue to stand with the people of Uganda in their struggle for democracy. And let us continue to demand the immediate and unconditional release of Bobi Wine. Thank you and may God bless Africa.